We are getting more news about a reshuffle at the top levels of SoftBank as well. Jack Ma resigning from SoftBank Group Board on June 25th.
Yeah, that's right. Jack Ma, of course, is one of the longest tenured board members at SoftBank. He's been there nearly 13 years, since June of 2007. Second longest tenured board member after Ken Miyauchi. Of course, Masayoshi Son is the chairman. He's been on that board for nearly 5 years in various capacities, of course, running SoftBank. But it's an interesting move. It's been a very difficult year, obviously, the past 12 months for SoftBank. It made huge bets on the sharing economy. We all know that the sharing economy is taking massive hits now in social isolation taking hold around the world. And that's why we're likely to see that reflected in the latest results. We did get preliminary results and that big warning coming out on April 30th. Now we're going to likely get a confirmation for the fiscal year, a record loss likely on its bets in WeWork, Uber, Oyo. And again, we don't know the details of why Jack Ma is stepping down, but of course Masayoshi Son and Jack Ma have jointly invested together in a number of different companies across Asia, whether it is Paytm in India, Tokopedia, also Didi Chuxing. These are among the companies that SoftBank Vision Fund has invested in that, of course, Jack Ma has been a part of. Also, in the announcement today from SoftBank, they're just following through on the announcement that they made on March 23rd that they're going to be buying back up to 6.7% of its shares for 500 billion yen. That's about $4.67 billion US dollars.
Yeah, providing a bit more support to the market there. What do we know, Steve, about this report that Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund is looking to tap this $10 billion margin loan to be backed in part by pledging part of its stake in the Vision Fund?
Well, this is another interesting development because, of course, we know that the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia is one of the largest investors in Masayoshi Son's Vision Fund. In fact, was going to be a pillar of his planned second Vision Fund, $108 billion second Vision Fund, too, of course. But after the WeWork fiasco spooked the likes of Public Investment Fund as well as Abu Dhabi's Mubadala investment company, it looks like that second fund is on hold. But we're getting reports from people familiar with the situation that PIF had planned to borrow about $10 billion by pledging some of its stakes in the Vision Fund. As it's been one of the more aggressive purchasers since the start of this pandemic. We already heard from the PIF governor in April saying the fund is looking into any opportunity arising from the economic wreckage of this crisis, the pandemic, of course, sparked by the coronavirus. However, we did over this weekend get a statement from the PIF refuting that report, saying it is not planning or even considering a margin loan backed by its investments in SoftBank Vision Fund. The PIF, according to that statement, has, quote, ample liquidity and has not been engaged with anyone to raise margin loans against its Vision Fund stake. But this would be another interesting development in, of course, the trajectory or the fall from grace over the past year of SoftBank.